What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Turf Watch. It is week 11 of the NFL season, and this week we have a great AFC North matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Now, this matchup historically has been in favor of the Steelers the entire way, but as we know, things are looking different for the Browns. They have lost Deshaun Watson. They will be starting Dorian Thompson-Robinson in this game, but the Steelers are still 2-point underdogs in this one. They are +2 here. The over-under is 33, which I think is the lowest the Steelers have had all season. Steelers 2-point underdogs on the road against a rookie quarterback. I don't agree with this one at all. I think the Steelers got this one in the bag. The defense is going to have to win this one for the team, but I think that the Steelers got this one. So let's take a look around this week, see what's happening. You guys know what the show's all about. But before we get into that, I just want to jump into last week in this comment section. And it's really every single episode. Every single week you see these comments. Are you feeling okay, Art? You're looking a bit pale. Who the heck is this? And this guy said, what's this have to do with Arthur Moats? Some, for lack of a better term, idiot says, I think he is looking for subscribers by using Moats' name. It's just, what are these fools talking about? My name is Don Farrow. I work behind the scenes with Arthur. I do a lot of the graphics for the podcast. So for this show, I've just been helping out, giving you guys some free content every week. And these comments happen every single week. So I just wanted to address it. I'm Don Farrow. I work for Arthur, and this is the content that I give out weekly to you guys. So hopefully we don't see any more of those comments because it's been every single week, and I had to address it. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going around this week. Let's start here on Twitter. Now, you guys know I was just talking about the AFC North, and things are really looking good for the Steelers right now. Joe Burrow ruled out for the season. Deshaun Watson ruled out for the season. Mark Andrews ruled out for the season. All in the past week. Things are looking good for the Steelers with their record right now, especially if they can get this one done this week. But I saw this video on Twitter this week, and it's basically how the Steelers are going to end up winning the AFC North. And it's really by not doing anything spectacular, but they're winning games, they're staying alive, and they keep pushing it along. I think this one was hilarious. It really shows how the state of the AFC North is going this year. It's been pretty ugly, honestly. A lot of injuries, but I've been seeing people be like, oh, Steelers, they've had a cakewalk. We've dealt with a lot of injuries this season as well. Cam Hayward, Deontay Johnson, Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander. The list goes on and on. We've dealt with just as many crushing blows as these other teams, but we're the ones who've been able to stay alive and continue winning. It may not be pretty, it may not be high scoring, but they're winning games and the future looks brighter than the rest of the AFC North. So here's another tweet. I think this is from a Ravens fan here. He says, Browns, no Watson or Chubb. Bengals, no Burrow or Higgins. Ravens, no Andrews or Marlon Humphrey. And then he says, Steelers, nobody good in general. The AFC North is in the mud right now. We're getting healthy at the perfect time. Pat Freiermuth coming off the injured reserve this week. He should be playing, which I think will be huge. I think this year, one of the guys, I wouldn't say was been a disappointment, he just hasn't been involved enough, is Darnell Washington. We drafted this guy. I thought it was a steal in the draft. Such a big, athletic tight end. I think we should have seen some more of him this year, but I think Freiermuth is that guy that the Steelers trust, and that's one of Kenny's favorite targets. So I think that's big with him getting back, activated from that injured reserve. So that'll be a nice boost for the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. So let's keep on talking about this AFC North division because, as you know, this matchup is huge this week. Let's just see what the national media is saying about it. Maurice Jones-Drew, who has been one of the more critical analysts of the Steelers this year, most of the time on his predictions, I think he's had the Steelers losing. He's been great at his predictions for the most part, but Steelers, he hasn't been completely on it. But this week, he says on NFL Network that the Steelers will win the AFC North. He says, I'm here to tell the world and the people the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this division. He's seeing what we're all seeing. He knows that this is a team that's been able to stay alive and keep it going. I really do think it's going to come down to Week 18 when the Steelers take on the Ravens. So that's nice to see Maurice Jones-Drew getting on that bandwagon, realizing that this Steelers team is actually for real and they will be winning. And with the ball rolling and this just continuing this winning, this momentum that they have, let's just take a look at this remaining schedule of quarterbacks. Now with Joe Burrow being out, this week we have Dorian Thompson-Robinson, then we have Jake Browning, Kyler Murray, maybe Bailey Zappi, maybe Mac Jones. Who knows who that's going to be. Then we've got Gardner Minshew at Indianapolis. We've got Browning again, Cincinnati. We've got Geno Smith, who's, he's talented. He's been very good in this revival of his career, but not some big threat to this team. And then week 18, you have Lamar Jackson, and that also depends, as Andrew Filipponi mentions in his tweet, if the Ravens need that game for their playoffs and the seeding. I think they will. I don't think it's going to be about seeding. I think it's going to be about the division. So this is huge. This schedule doesn't look difficult on paper, if I'm being honest. And now you got people who are saying Steelers, they've had a cakewalk this season. It's been the easiest schedule in the league. Someone replies here, he says, y'all saw this schedule when you made your 7 and 10 predictions, by the way. People are switching up real quick. They always got to move the goalpost farther and farther for the Steelers. They've been winning games. They're doing good. I'm happy. You should be happy as well. And make sure that we're keeping these people accountable who said Steelers won't make the playoffs. They won't go 500 because they're doing it right now and things are looking good. So as far as this game this week, we have some predictions from the NFL Game Day crew. And they have 2 out of the 3 saying Steelers win. We got 20-17 and 18-17. And then we have Greg Rosenthal, who has the Browns winning by 1 point, 20-19. All these saying the over's going to hit. Remember, over under 33 this week. Super low, super low. I'd be shocked if it's that low. And I'd also be shocked if the Browns cover a 2-point spread. All of them have the Steelers covering. All of them have them going over. I think that's the play this week. I don't know, though. I'm not a gambler. That's just my advice. Here's an interesting take I found this weekend. This guy, Zach Gelb, he has a CBS Sports radio show. He says that the Steelers should fire Matt Canada on Monday if they can't beat the Browns on Sunday. What do you guys think about this? I think Matt Canada, ever since he's moved to sideline, things have been working well. The offense has been cooking. Kenny Pickett seems like he's got some more confidence. I just don't think this is right, especially when you're still in the hunt. You can win a few games in a row. Ravens drop one, Chiefs drop one. Next thing you know, you're the first seed in the AFC, and you want to hire or fire your offensive coordinator. Now, I know the Bills did that. They're in a different position. They're 5-5. And I don't fully agree with the decision they made. I don't think the coordinating of the offense has been an issue with Buffalo. It's just been the not very smart plays that Josh Allen has made. I think they're going to regret that decision. And I think the Steelers regret that decision if they fired Canada on Monday. I just think this is some dude who's trying to get attention, trying to get clicks, trying to hold on to that fire Matt Canada energy that had all you guys so fired up a couple weeks ago. It's gone. It's dead. We're on to the next thing. We're trying to win games here. Now, if the end of the season comes and we don't win another playoff game, you can start having those conversations. But when you're in week 11 of the season and you're in the hunt for a playoff spot and possibly even a 1 seed to get that bye week, this is just foolish talk. All right, let's take a look around the national media and see what they're saying, their predictions for the Steelers. We have Mike Florio from PFT. He has Steelers win 16-13. There you go. There's an under for you guys. He thinks it's going to be low scoring. Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network. He also has 16-13. Another under. Dave Bryan from Steelers Depot. Steelers 16-15. All right, we got 3 unders in a row here. So maybe I don't know too much. Maybe these guys know more than me here. Maurice Jones-Drew got the Steelers winning. He's got to win the division. We know that. Pat McAfee in the McAfee Show. He has the Steelers winning. Sporting News, NFL Network, USA Today, Steelers Depot, and AJ Hawk from the Pat McAfee Show all said Steelers. It's looking good. Now let's take a look at who's saying the Browns. Chris Sims from Pro Football Talk. I trust Florio a little bit more than him, so I'm not worried. Colleen Wolfe from NFL Network, Eric Edholm from NFL Network, and Pete Prisco from CBS Sports. So 10-4 from this list on this website, 10-4 in favor of the Steelers. Looking pretty good. And there are some notes here. It says some of these picks may have been made early in the week ahead of the Deshaun Watson injury news. Very possible. Very possible. It says still most are predicting another low-scoring affair. 4 total predictions of a 16-13 outcome. 2 in Pittsburgh's favor and 2 in Cleveland's favor. The highest score for either team in any of these 14 predictions was 23 points. 6 of them had neither team even touching 20. So maybe looking some more into this, maybe these analysts are saying this will be an under game. Teams won't be scoring. This will be a defensive battle, which, probably wouldn't be the worst idea. Cleveland, their defense has been winning them games all year. Yes, it's a factor that Deshaun Watson's out for this season. But the Steelers shouldn't go into this one thinking, oh, we got some easy rookie quarterback, let's go beat him up. Because the offense is going to be in for a world of hurt. They're going to have to grind, and they're going to need to figure out ways to score. But they've been doing that all season, so I'm not tremendously worried about it. I'm feeling good about this one. I'll give my final prediction. I will say final score, Steelers 24, Browns 13. Yeah, that sounds right. Now, you guys may have seen this week. The Steelers and Miles Jack, our linebacker last year, they have mutual interest in connecting again and having Jack join the practice squad and then possibly elevating him to that starting roster with Quan Alexander and Cole Holcomb's injury. We definitely need another inside linebacker. Would you guys want Miles Jack to be that guy? Were you happy enough with his performance? Personally, I think he was a big gas towards the end of the season. You start him right now, or maybe in week 12, I think that's a perfect amount of time where he'll be kind of getting to that peak form around playoff time. I don't think it's a bad move. There's other guys, younger guys, that maybe I'd be interested in a little bit more. But I think Miles Jack, knowing the system, kind of just knowing how the Steelers' way is already, I think this is a good move to make because you're going to need to make one. You just can't have the inside linebackers that we currently do and expect to be winning playoff games. Here's the big message that I got this week out of the Steelers locker room. Not a whole lot of talking, not a whole lot of buzzwords being flown around, but this was the thing from our captain, Cam Hayward. He had a message for everyone who said the Steelers are winning with smoke and mirrors. He said, smoke and mirrors, screw you. We worked too hard for this. I think that's a cloud of smoke. Couldn't have said it better. People just act like they aren't a good team and they aren't grinding and they aren't trying to figure this out. And you blink your eyes and they're back in the picture and they're one of the better teams, a top 10 team in the league, if you ask me. This isn't smoke and mirrors. This is a team that is good. This is a team that has its struggles just like everyone else, but they're no different than any other team in the NFL. I don't think this is smoke and mirrors. This is a competitive football team, and we're watching it happen in real time. All right, guys, let's take a look at this Browns subreddit. Let's see what they're saying. They got something here that head coach for Browns, Kevin Stefanski, he said, we want fans in their seats early on Sunday. Somebody set the air horn off in the Muni lot at about 12:35, okay, and get everybody's butt in that stadium. Do you guys remember that time when Baker Mayfield sent that tweet? He was like, guys, be loud when we're on defense and be quiet when we're on offense, talking to the fans like they're dumb. Kevin Stefanski is doing the same thing here. The fans know when the game starts. They know how long it takes to get in. If they want to drink a couple more beers out in the parking lot, go for it. From what I remember, that Baker Mayfield thing where he tried to tell fans how to act, it didn't end well for them. So just remember that one. Just remember that. I don't think this is going to end too well for them. Also in the Browns subreddit this week, someone posted when the Steelers clinch a playoff spot, and it's Patrick holding a trophy that says, for doing absolutely nothing longer than anyone else. Absolutely nothing. Come on, man. Come on. All I see on this subreddit is Browns fans freaking out. They know that this Deshaun Watson contract is possibly the worst of all time, and they're freaking out. They know that the cap hit's going to be massive these next couple years. They know that they got a solid rookie quarterback in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and if he wins this week, there are even more questions than there were before. So they're freaking out in here. They don't know how to feel. They're like, what if Joe Flacco becomes quarterback? Because he was going to be brought in for a practice squad tryout kind of thing. It doesn't look like they're going to sign him, but Browns fans in here are like, Joe Flacco, interesting. This could be nice. No, it wouldn't. That dude's old. He's washed. It wouldn't help anyone. Browns fans are so desperate, pathetic. They think that this guy will give them a shot at being the Steelers. No shot. All right, guys, I've had enough looking at this Browns subreddit. I've had enough talking about this dirty team from Cleveland, the mistake by the lake. We're going to wrap this one up right here. This has been another episode of Turf Watch. I'm Dom Farrell. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope the Steelers get this dub on Sunday and they keep this thing rolling. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoy the game. Peace.